The home of Sri Lankan K1 Kickboxing Karma Fight League is back, folks. That's right, the second season of the Karma Fight League will be held in the coming few weeks. The day hasn't been announced yet, but the fitness test for the tournament was held on the 18th. So in honor of this moment, here are my top 3 moments from the first season. Number 3. The second round of Kumudu Prasanna versus Shahbaz. Remember the humiliation at the Asia Cup finals? India dominated Sri Lanka. But did you know that less than a month prior to that defeat, Sri Lanka beat India in K1 kickboxing? It's true, Sri Lanka's undefeated veteran kickboxer Kumudu Prasanna beat kickboxer Shahbaz from India. At the beginning of the second round of this fight, Kumudu did something that, in my opinion, is one of the ballsiest things you could do against a dangerous opponent. He let Shahbaz land shots on him and defended well, gassing out his opponent, and during the final minute, Kumudu went in for the kill, forcing the match official Vasanta Sena Ratna to intervene and give a standing count to Shahbaz. Shahbaz raised his hands within a few seconds, allowing the match official to continue the fight. He was saved by the bells a few seconds later. Anyone can tell what would happen if the round had continued. Pure display of grit, experience, and fight IQ by Kumudu. He won the fight in the end. You can watch the full fight on the Supreme Sports YouTube channel. Number 2. Kavindu Rasanjaya's third round knockout of Gayan Pradeep. After watching many kickboxing bouts, I realized that K1 is very explosive and action-packed. Referees would break off the clinch in 5 seconds. So for majority of the round, fighters have to trade shots, leaving more probability for knockouts. And this fight is the best example for that. Kavindu, hailing from the Black Panther Academy in Gampaha, dropped his opponent Gayan with a beautiful step-in jab that landed clean on the temple. This was a minute and 15 seconds to the end of the round. After the match official allowed the fight to continue, Kavindu was dominating. With amazing cardio, footwork, hand speed, and precision, Kavindu made Gayan give up at the end of the round and winning the fight via a technical knockout. I feel like since the first and second rounds were close, Kavindu came into the third round with the need to finish the fight, and he did it spectacularly. Kavindu's story is unique. Very soon, I'll release an interview that I did with him, so follow this page if you want to watch it. And my favorite, number 1, the final round of the main event, Gavin Linden versus Brian Shalton. I watched this fight live last year, and I remember the energy in the room during the fight. At the end of all 3 rounds of this fight, both fighters were equal on their scorecards, forcing the match officials to call for an additional rounds as per standard rules. Half the room was supporting Gavin and the other half was chanting Brian's name. The room's suspense was palpable when the winner was announced in the end. A hard-fought victory for Gavin Linden and a very close fight by Brian Shalton. This is undoubtedly the closest kickboxing fight I've ever seen in Sri Lanka. Brian and Gavin were former sparring partners, but they came into the fight with no bad blood, respected each other, and gave fans an ultimate kickboxing experience. So, those were my top 3 moments from KFL Season 1. Also, mention some kickboxers that you think should compete in the upcoming KFL events. By the way, I went to the KFL's fitness test for the second season, and more than 100 athletes participated in that. I'll release a show reel about that very soon. Follow for more combat sports content.